This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. It is Wednesday, April 20th.
Well, a candidate for Nevada State Assembly is behind bars after allegedly robbing a bank in Las Vegas on Saturday. Las Vegas Metro arrested 47-year-old Luana Clark. She's facing charges of robbery and burglary of a business after she handed the bank teller a note telling her that she had a ghost gun, which is a term for an untraceable gun, and asked for $888.88 in cash. The note also had the suspect's name and address written on it. The teller gave her $1,000, and she said the suspect left the bank crying. Police located Luana at her apartment with $1,000 in cash in her purse. The candidate for Nevada's 3rd District says she's going to write the teller an apology letter and gave no reason for the crime. She's being held on $10,000 bail and has conditions that she stays away from that bank. Her preliminary hearing is scheduled for May 3rd.
And right before 6 a.m. this morning, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a single vehicle rollover crash involving a tractor trailer approximately 50 miles south of Beatty. Injuries are unknown. Traffic was blocked in the area during the investigation and cleanup.
And police responded to a 2-vehicle crash at Pahrump Valley Boulevard in Mount Charleston this morning. Medics assessed one person for injuries. That individual declined to be transported medically. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies are conducting that crash investigation.
And high winds and dry heat have residents on Mount Charleston without power currently. Nevada NV Energy cut power intentionally to cut down on fire hazards in the area. About 500 customers have been affected. The order began yesterday to stop power lines from lowering into trees and started a blaze in a densely wooded area.
And a driver is facing a number of serious charges after a crash on a Las Vegas highway.
Ronnie Macias has been booked into the Clark County Detention Center on several counts, including driving under the influence resulting in substantial bodily harm, reckless driving, assault with a deadly weapon, and 4 counts of first-degree attempted murder. On the evening of April 8th, the state trooper was flagged down on US 95 near Sunset Road. A number of witnesses had stopped to help a motorcyclist who'd been severely injured in a crash. Those witnesses say a gray Acura traveling in a reckless manner struck the rear of the motorcycle. The rider was thrown from the bike, and the driver of the car continued on with the motorcycle still wedged under it. The troopers saw what appeared to be the suspect vehicle stopped in a travel lane just south of his location. Witnesses told the trooper the driver of that car, later identified as Macias, had run from the vehicle and was using a bow to shoot arrows at passing vehicles. With help from Henderson officers, state troopers were able to locate Macias. State troopers say he was armed with a bow and arrows but complied with commands to put the weapon down and was taken into custody without incident. The motorcycle rider was transported to Sunrise Hospital in critical condition, but is expected to survive.
And we'll be back with more News 25 right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Sunset Valley Pools. For quality service and supplies, call 775-513-4114.
And welcome back. K-9 search and rescue teams from 4 states come together in Las Vegas to evaluate their readiness for real-life emergency. Brad Francis has more.
Nevada Task Force 1 is one of 28 urban search and rescue teams nationwide that works with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, and 19 K-9 teams from Nevada, Utah, Washington, and California arrived in Las Vegas to complete a series of K-9 evaluations. Those evaluations are a key component of a certification process that ensures K-9s and their handlers are properly trained and prepared to take on their roles during a mission. During the 3-day evaluation, K-9s and their handlers were tested on 2 rubble piles. intended to simulate a real-life structural collapse or disaster scene. The piles consisted of reinforced concrete, structural steel, rebar, and precast concrete. During the certification exam, each canine handler team was given 20 minutes to conduct a search, one pile at a time. The handlers were unaware of the number of victims buried in the pile. To indicate whether they found a victim, the canine must bark continuously, making sure to stay with the victim until the handler arrives. Once the canine indicates the presence of a live human scent, the handler rewards the dog, marks the victim location with a piece of tape, and sends the dog to search for additional victims. Clark County Fire Department sponsors the Urban Search and Rescue Nevada Task Force 1 team, whose members include specially trained personnel from the Clark County Fire Department, Las Vegas Fire Department, North Las Vegas Fire Department, Henderson Fire Department, and some civilians. The 28 FEMA Urban Search and Rescue teams are strategically located throughout the U.S., ready to deploy anywhere within 6 hours of activation.
Cute dogs. Well, according to the Nevada Department of Employment, Training and Rehabilitation's March 2022 economic report, the state's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate was 5% in March of 2022, which decreased by 0.1% from February. Seasonally adjusted estimates account for regularly seen economic patterns, with the following estimates not seasonally adjusted. In the 3 metropolitan statistical areas, the unemployment rates were 5% in Las Vegas, 2.6% in Reno, 3% in Carson area, and that was all in March. In Nevada's county, the lowest unemployment rate was Eureka County at 1.4%. Clark County, of course, the highest at 5%.
And several candidates want to be the next Nye County Sheriff. One of them is Jose Parra. Parra is currently a detective with the Sheriff's Office. He says because he sees firsthand some of the issues within the office, he has a better idea of what needs to change.
What I see is a lot of oppression with the staffing. If they're leaving, if they're demoting from a sworn officer, sergeant, management position to a civilian, there's obviously an issue. People don't just resign their law enforcement career and do a pay cut. So the pay is not the issue. I know a lot of people are trying to say it's a pay. It's just a deflection. It's what I would say fake news to deflect. The truth is out there if you really see from a well-rounded perspective. People are not leaving for the pay. They're leaving because they're oppressed. It just needs leadership and ethics. You have to start from the top, and I think that's what's missing at the Sheriff's Office, ethical leadership. You can't say, do what I say, not what I do, because if they're doing worse than you, but you're getting written up, terminated, arrested for doing the same or less things, that's where the oppression comes in, the morale drops down. I want to make it known to the public and bring awareness to the public of what's going on, because the first thing to fix the problem is to accept that there is a problem. If you don't accept it, it's just going to keep on going. I want to make a pledge to raise the morale of the Sheriff's Office and to make people aware and have a feedback. If people are not happy, I want people to talk to me as a sheriff when I become sheriff, and I want to be approachable to anyone. I'm very approachable right now. Anyone can come talk to me. That's one of the things that people compliment me. They saying you're not like a normal cop. We can come talk to you. You're a normal person, and that's how it should be. That's how my father raised me. Just be amicable and just don't let your ego get in the way. The reason I believe I'm the best candidate is because I'm not running for my ego. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the sheriff. I think I need to be. I have my family I'm raising here, my kids, they go to school here. One of them goes to school, the other one's not school age yet, but she will. And I want to make a better community for them to grow up. And I just want to invite everyone to the Senior Center on May 20th at noon. We're going to have lunch, a greet and meet for me. So if you are available, you can come by, stop by, and have a free lunch on me. My email address, if you want to get a hold of me, you can email me at joeparra2022@gmail.com, or you can go to my website at Parra 4 Sheriff 22.com.
And don't forget, we're going to have that debate coming up again on Thursday. That is tomorrow night from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Bob Roode Community Center. Of course, we'll be streaming it, and we'll give you all the highlights on Friday. But everybody's welcome to come on down 5 to 9 p.m. It's going to be great.
It's going to be good. We're going to have a big update with Never Forgotten Animal Society and their big fundraiser coming up right on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office has announced that they have identified the person that they say is responsible for the graffiti in Ian Deutsch Memorial Park right there on Honeysuckle. This is Desiree Lewis. Desiree is 42 years old. She's described as being 5'5", approximately 200 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. They are trying to find Desiree Lewis to ask her about the graffiti and question her in this case. If you have any information, you can contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office. You can call 775-751-7000. You can remain anonymous.
And Never Forgotten Animal Society here in Pahrump is ready to take everyone back in time for a 50s and 60s benefit coming up next month. Never Forgotten's Maxine Brown says the event is sure to be a blast, and it's also an important fundraiser for the Animal Welfare Organization.
It's a dinner dance. We're having it at the Elks on May 15th. And we're working on a car show, which will be from 2 to 4, and dinner will go from 5:30 until 6:30, and all through this and up until 10 o'clock, there will be 50s and 60s rock and roll music. It will not be canned music. Jeffrey Michaels will be there, and he will be singing the tunes for us. He comes to almost all of the events that we have. In fact, all of the events that we have entertainment, Jeffrey Michaels is the one that comes and performs for us. It's not mandatory, but we'd sure like to see the 50s and 60s dress attire. I think it's just going to complement the whole event. And we've got a really nice dinner planned. We're going to have potatoes au gratin, baked ham, vegetable, salad, rolls and butter, and a dessert.
This is all benefiting
Never Forgotten. All the proceeds goes to them. And of course, this helps with the spay, the neuters, the microchipping, the vaccinations, and we're no kill. We place numerous homes. I believe the count for this year so far is right close to 2,000. We've been in business for starting our 4th year now, and we're strictly run by volunteers and by donations. And so this is how we work, and this is what we need, and this is why we do benefits, is to help to supplement the money coming in so we can continue the tasks that we're doing. Tickets are $30 a piece, and they can either call me or they can go to the Make an Offer store and pick up the tickets there.
When's it going to happen?
May 15th, and the car show will start at 2 o'clock, go until 4, and then the music will move inside because it'll be outside during the car show. We'll move inside and start playing along about 5:30 during dinner, and then we'll go until 10. It's at the Elks Lodge on Basin, way up past the motor vehicle, and it will be a cash bar. Also, we're on Amazon Smile, and if you hook us up with your account at Smith's, you also, every time you shop, we will get a percentage of that. So don't forget us when you go into shop, sign up with them, and so we can get money back.
Many kids love playing video games, which can be a great way to stay entertained, but it's also important for parents to make sure that they are taking regular breaks and keeping good posture. Otherwise, it could lead to neck pain or back pain.
We've continued to see more, neck-based injuries, typically because everyone's on their phone like this. Everyone is typically playing like this. Poor ergonomics with screen height. We see neck pain. We see a lot of back pain as well, headaches.
Dr. Drew Schwartz is a chiropractor for Cleveland Clinic and the eSports medicine team. He says many of these injuries are avoidable if you take the right precautions. For example, the 20-20-20 rule can help with eye strain. Here's how it works. Every 20 minutes, have your child look at something 20 feet away, preferably with green space and natural light, for 20 seconds. You could also set a timer to remind them. He says regular regular breaks aren't just important for their eyes, but their neck and back too, so make sure they're getting some movement in. They could do jumping jacks, yoga, or another activity that they enjoy. And don't forget about posture. Dr. Schwartz says how someone is seated will differ depending on the type of device they're using, but in general, it's best to sit in a supportive office chair at a desk.
If you're playing in a general area, living room, then we want to look at it's more of a flexed over, elbows on knees posture, and sitting on a more supportive chair. So I'm not sitting on a couch that adds super comfortable, but adds no support or does not support my body at all. We want to sit on, if we can, an office chair would be great.
Dr. Schwartz says if your child starts to complain of pain or discomfort for an extended period of time, you should take them to a physician to get checked out. It's better to address the issue early before it becomes something serious.
And it's time to meet another pet available from one of our local shelters. For today's Save a Pet, we're in the yard at Desert Haven Animal Society, where Darby introduces us to Scooby.
This segment is brought to you by Higher Society Smoke Shop in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-2300. Call 702-982-2300.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Scooby. Scooby is this very, very energetic, playful, and silly little 4-year-old black lab. Such a cute little personality, beautiful gold eyes, white chest, just like a stereotypical black lab. Very, very playful, loves to go on walks, does amazing with all sorts of people, but he does prefer to be the only pet in the home. So if you want to come and see Scooby or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, please give them a call, 775-751-7020. You can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. And Scooby just wants to remind everyone that they're now open 7 days a week for adoptions. So if you want to come and see Scooby or any of his friends here, come on down. Desert Haven Animal Society will be having a Clear the Shelter event from April 25th until May 1st. There is currently 17 sponsors for animals, so you could come in and potentially get an animal completely free of charge because the adoption fees have already been paid for. So definitely come down between April 25th and May 1st to go and take home a forever friend. If you want to sponsor a pet for someone else to adopt, please call them at 775-751-7020 or reach out to them on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Fantastic weather looking outside. Oh, look at the blue skies, a little breezy still.
Just looking at the south end of Pahrump, we're going to find out about our weather right after this.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Nice to see you on a Wednesday. And what a dicey little weather map we have today to present to you. Fernley and Found. Look at this, 66, 71 degrees up here. Not so bad, but you've got some wind coming off the lakes that they've got an advisory out for. Winds getting treacherous off the lake, so watch out for that. Carson City, also with a wind advisory, 60 degrees for a high today. And it's going to start raining tonight, so they've got a rain advisory coming up in Carson City. Kind of a mess up there tonight. Tonopah, 71, very pleasant, 77 in Goldfield and Beatty, 84 degrees out in Amargosa, and Las Vegas, the hot spot today at 86 degrees. So hot that tomorrow there's a fire advisory starting about 11 a.m. Wind's going to be kicking up. It's going to be tinder dry. Watch out for fires in Las Vegas. Death Valley's got 93 degrees. And here in the paradise of Pahrump, 80 degrees. That's our current temperature. 81 just a little bit earlier. Winds out of the south to 15 miles per hour all day long. Felt good, actually. 6:04 this morning. The sun rose in all its glory and promise. Setting this evening in just a little bit, 7:22. Look for the sunset. It's going to be gorgeous. Low tonight at 57 degrees. And those winds kicking up just a little bit. Yeah, they are. South-southeasterly winds to 18 miles per hour. What does that mean for tomorrow? More wind. Look at that, 21 mile per hour winds, 78 degree temperatures. Friday, there's a chance of rain, but mostly just in the morning. It'll burn off, and then we'll have 5 days of glorious weather. Look at this. Winds under 15 miles per hour, temperatures rocketing up to the almost 90 degree stratosphere. and lows at night just very pleasant. It's going to be good after Friday, but look for that Friday rain squall in the morning, and make plans. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks, John.
All right, the Nye County Treasurer debate. We have Commission District 5, District Attorney, and Assessor, and that will be tomorrow night beginning at 5 p.m. at the Bob Roode Community Center right there on the corner of Basin and Highway 160. Everybody's welcome to come on down, and we'll be streaming it on our local, on our KPVM Facebook page.
Right, and then your email if they need to get questions.
Deanna at kpvm.tv. If you have any questions, we'll try to work them in.
Sounds like a plan. All right, that does it for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Stacy Jensen.
I'm Deanna.
Good night.